Morning. Grit here, and I had to figure out why my gas gauge was gone flaky on me, so I figured this would be a real good chance to show you how to use an ohm meter. Now, we've got 3 connections there to the fuel level sensor, which typically you may have 2, you may have more. Sometimes a part of this will be a separate circuit that turns on your low fuel light. This one doesn't have that. And there you can see my trusty jumpers that I talked about in the Tools of the Trade video. Well, you want to have those jumpers because you only have so many hands. Now, you're going to notice here that over on the ohm scale, which is your resistance, that's represented by the Greek letter omega, you start at 20 megohms and you go down to 200 ohms. Now, we're going to figure out the correct range for this. Now, with a lot of sensor testing, you'll have a resistance value, like in the case of a temperature sensor, you'll have a resistance value at a given temperature. So you're going to have to get your range, or it's going to be really hard to translate. Now, some of you are going to use an auto-ranging voltmeter, but on one like this that's being flaky, an auto-ranging voltmeter is just going to be annoying. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to pick one of our conductors. You see, that's 0. And that's also 0. Now, that's saying the range is way too high. So let's kick it down to the 2000 ohm scale. And there we're getting a reading. 117 ohms. Then we go to this end, we got 10 ohms. Well, being as we're that low, we're going to go all the way down to the 200 ohm scale. 9.8 ohms and 117. Now, a particular area where I was having trouble was right about a quarter of a tank. So what I want to look for here is that circuit being smooth all the way from our highest resistance to our lowest resistance. Now, spoiler alert here, I already cleaned the contacts, so the problem I originally had is gone at this point. But that's a real quickie lesson on one use of an ohm meter. Now, if you want to measure the integrity of a wire, then make sure you're on your lowest scale. And we're going to follow, we are on the black lead here. So we go to the black lead, check it at this end, and that should be that's the blue lead. That's the black lead. The black lead should measure 0. Now, your chances of getting 0 on a volt ohm meter are pretty much 0. Because even with an absolute dead short, you notice we got 0.1 ohms. Now, that can be the calibration of the meter, that can be the condition of the wire, but generally, a good circuit, anything up to 0.2 ohms, you're good to go.